WD Packard Music Hall in Warren, Ohio. We are just about ready for our second bout of the evening. Bob Alexander along with the champ, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. It's a shame nobody likes you in this arena. Ray was holding court here a few moments ago, having a great time, but we're very excited about our next bout. We've got DaCarree Scott taking on Ahmed Hefny. It's for the NABA Gold Heavyweight Championship. Look at the difference, though, in the weights. 216, and then you've got 276. That's an interesting fight.
Yeah, it is. You know, and people say when the heavyweights, well, weight doesn't really matter. But when you have a 276 guy leaning on you, it does matter. But look, again, if you use the speed, you know, if you use the speed, Hefty, it's a 216. You know, a lot of times it plays to his advantage because the guy's carrying a lot more weight. He's got to move around a lot more. But if he tries to lay in there with them, that'd be a problem for him.
I think you go back and look at the Jimmy Young-George Foreman fight back in '77. That was kind of the same deal almost.
And look at the guys that fought, you know, on the way up Tyson Fury. He lays on him. He's big, strong, heavy-set guy wearing what he did with the Deontay Wilder last time. You know, not only was he catching him punches, but he was laying his weight on him and wore him down also.
So we are getting ready for them to make their way into the ring. Mark Lichtenfeld's going to take the honors in just a couple moments. We are excited to be here, and we're excited for our next bout. Let's go to Mark Lichtenfeld.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will get our next bout into the ring. Will you please welcome, fighting out of the blue corner, Ahmed Hefny.
Our next fighter making his way in the ring, DaCarree Scott.
Bob, I'm so happy things are going so smooth at the moment.
What did you say, Ray? Theater of the unexpected.
It's a theater of the unexpected.
Yep, that's what happens in boxing, but it all comes together, and
yes,
we're going to have more great fights coming up. This one's going to be a very interesting matchup when you look at the size, the reach that DaCarree Scott will probably have. Although he's undefeated, he's 6-0 with 6 knockouts, so he's a puncher.
Right, and Ahmed Hefny has the experience, and he has experience.
Now making his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner, DaCarree Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the big boys in the ring for you now. 10 rounds of boxing for the vacant NABA Gold Heavyweight title. Your NABA supervisor at ringside is Julio Time. Your referee in charge of this contest is Harvey Dock. And now introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black with silver. He weighed in at 216 pounds. With a professional record of 13 wins, 1 loss, 5 wins by knockout, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, by way of Alexandria, Egypt, please welcome Ahmed, Prince of Egypt, Hefny. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the silver trunks. He weighed in at 276.5 pounds. A perfect professional record. 6 wins, no losses, all 6 wins by knockout. From Atlanta, Georgia, he is DaCarree Mactruck Scott.
Okay, you guys, you previously received your instructions. So obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
All right, we are just about set for our second bout of the evening. DaCarree Scott and Ahmed Hefny will go at it, scheduled for 10 rounds. The NABA Gold Heavyweight title is vacant. It is up for grabs, and one of these guys can take home his first belt tonight. Here we go. Ahmed Hefny, much lighter than DaCarree Scott, but he looks like he's got reach and he's got some height, Ray.
Yeah, he does, and I'm going to tell you what, but I was impressed. I was talking to people of DaCarree Scott, and I'll tell you, they said, look, man, he may not look like the typical fighter, but he got fast hands and he's got high boxing IQ. So I said, I'm anxious to see that. But, you know, you can see he's got his hands nice, and, you know, I'll tell you the truth, he looks like a good, he looks, you know, pretty good. That's 4. Though we're only into it 30 seconds, I got you. But I'm saying, you know, I'm interested to see, you know, they're very high on him. He's 6-0 with 6 knockouts. They say you'll see.
DaCarree Scott wearing the silver trunks with black trim. Hefny in the black trunks with the silver trim. Obviously, DaCarree Scott wants to get on the inside, much like our first fight of the night.
Right, and I got to tell you, for Hefny, he's moving around, moving. That's, you got to see how that works for a little bit. But Scott's cutting off the ring, catching him on the ropes. You know, after a while, you got a big guy like that laying on you, it's going to wear you down. He may have to stay in the pocket a little bit more and just, you know, give him angles. Punch one a little bit, step to the side. Punch one a little bit, step to the side.
DaCarree Scott, all of his fights until now have been in the state of Georgia. His first fight was a second-round knockout win. The subsequent 5 fights, all first-round knockouts, so he can punch.
Yeah.
You can see him trying to cut off the ring, trying to work the inside. Ahmed Hefny is content to pretty much box at this point, try and figure this big man out. You can see him using the jab there.
And he rolls the shoulders and he slips underneath. I tell you the truth, you know, for the first 2 minutes, I'm impressed with what I see.
The one question that's begged to be asked, Ray, is when a guy has got 6 fights, but he's only gone a total of 7 rounds, is that a good way to build a career?
Look, I was one of them guys, I was knocking a lot of guys out early. And, you know, my trainer wanted me to get rounds, but you guys were supposed to give me rounds. I was still knocking them out. So, you know, eventually he's going to find that guy who's going to take him the distance. But, hey, you get paid the same for 1 or 10, you know, and then it gives you longevity in your career. If I'm not having a lot of hard fights early in my career, it extends my career a bit.
30 seconds left in the first round. Hefny throwing his first really meaningful punch, landed a right hand to the body.
Right there, Bob. Hefny pushed him back. He should have jumped right on him, kept him in the corner. Instead, he backed up and let DaCarree Scott come at him.
Now, would Hefny be better to try and use body work against Scott in this fight?
At this point, yeah. You try to wear him down, sure.
All right, we are under 10 seconds to go in round number 1. DaCarree Scott and Ahmed Hefny scheduled for 10. Both men back in their corner. DaCarree Scott, he looks pretty relaxed in there, Ray. And Hefny is, I don't know, he gives me the impression he's a little tight.
A little tight, yes. You know, talking to him yesterday at the press conference, and right here you can see the punches. You know, look, even when he's throwing his punch, he's not letting him flow. He's sticking out there, moving backwards as he's throwing it. But DaCarree Scott seems nice and loose, like you said. Look, he doesn't have the typical fighter body. We understand that. But the last guy I thought that was Andy Ruiz, and we know what Andy can do.
That's for sure. You can't always tell just because there's not rock hard abs.
That's right.
That's why Mr. Universe never won the heavyweight championship.
That's right. That's right.
All right, we are ready for round number 2. Referee Harvey Doc calls him out, and here we go. DaCarree Scott in the light trunks, Hefny in the dark. Right away, DaCarree Scott, the aggressor, moving forward. Now using his jab a little bit more, too, to start this round.
And again, I'm impressed how he keeps his composure. He doesn't get, he doesn't get rattled. And I'm gonna tell you, what Ahmed Hefny is doing, he's jumping back and he's jumping in. Scott's gonna catch him with a shot coming in if he does that. He's got to slide his feet. Now he's getting a little ragged. You got to keep it like that. Got to keep your composure. Just step the jab out. As I said, don't move too much. Just move around the pocket. But that was a good body shot there by Scott.
I was going to say, that's probably the best punch he's landed so far, is that nice body shot.
But Hefny, I hope he feels he's in good shape, because now he's moving, and that's how you wear a guy down like Scott.
Well, this is a 10-round fight, so stamina's could always be a factor if they move into the late rounds.
And going what you said, Hefny should be doing a lot more body work to take the gas out of the tank a little bit.
Hefny continuing to move, trying to use his jab, trying to use his boxing skills. But so far, DaCarree Scott really has been in control. Cuts the ring off very well. There's some nice counter work.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You spin him in the corner, jump right back on him. Don't move away.
In and out, in and out. That's got to be Hefny's game plan here.
And I was saying earlier, Hefny's got a good corner. His former middleweight contender, Michael Olajide, who's a very good trainer. Very good trainer.
He was fun to watch in his day.
Yeah, he was.
Fantastic boxer. DaCarree Scott, again, trying to use his size advantage, trying to cut off the ring and work on the inside. One thing I'm seeing from Scott already a little bit, Ray, he's breathing through his mouth a bit. Yeah,
but I'm going to tell us also, I'm watching Hefny. He's already, his punches are starting to drag. And that means he's getting a little fatigued. Now, maybe, again, early you can catch your second win, but his punches are starting to drag. See, again, look, he's just throwing punches, trying to lean on him. I get the tactic, man, but a big, strong guy like Scott, man, you got to watch that. He's walking in with his hands down. Hey.
There's a attempted left hook by Hefny. It really didn't come close. Kind of sloppy there. And he smiles. He knows it. DaCarree Scott trying to close strong in the last 10 seconds of this round number 2. Hefny's got his hands down pretty low. That can be dangerous.
Yes.
All right, there's the end of round number 2. And again, another smile from Ahmed Hefny. Goes by the Prince of Egypt, and he originally is from Alexandria, Egypt, now living in Brooklyn, New York.
And says his favorite fighter is who? Prince Hamed.
You would
Prince
expect that,
Hamed,
wouldn't you?
And again, because same bloodlines. Yeah,
Nassim Hamed fought some great fights in his day, that's for sure. Here's a replay.
Well, right here, again. Look, this may be the key to Hefny's, if he gets a win, this might be it. He's so awkward, he's throwing punches from weird angles that, those are the worst type of guys to fight.
There you see Hefny being mugged on the corner right there.
But I got to tell you, he's got to keep his hands in tighter. If he's too far out, a guy like Scott will catch him.
All right, we are ready for round number 3. This is 10 rounds scheduled. It is for the NABA Gold Heavyweight Championship. It's vacant. And these two guys both are wanting to take home that belt. Hefty coming out looking a little more relaxed, Ray. I like the body language I'm seeing right now.
You're absolutely right. And he's been a little more active. He's initiating the action at this point. Scott's laying back, breathing heavy through his mouth.
Hefty trying to use that jab. Try to counter left hook there. Fell a little bit short, but he is throwing punches.
Oh, good uppercut. Good uppercut by Hefty. Oh, I'm telling you, Scott is throwing that uppercut viciously and missed 3 times with it. I hope if he catches him, though.
Continuing to work on the inside. Throw body punches, then count up to the head. Using combinations.
I tell you, this right now, what Hefny's doing is actually very effective. He's punching 2 or 3 punches, and he moves out. And he's making Scott walk to him. That, you know, wears it out a little bit.
I want to remind you that this show being streamed on delay to the Armed Forces Network. And of course, Don King is one of the biggest supporters of our armed forces you're going to find.
Yes.
Loves the troops.
And he gave a lot of tickets away to first responders and ex-vets or our vets to come here tonight and enjoy the action.
We so appreciate their service and so glad they can join us this evening.
Yes.
Just about a minute left to go here in round number 3. This is the first time in DaCarree Scott's career he's seen the 3rd round.
Oh.
Ray, what was the key to you in your first 10-round fight? Is it more mental or is it more physical?
It's more mental. It's more mental. You look, the mind's the general, the body's the army. The body will do whatever the mind tells it to. When you train for your condition, but you just gotta believe you can go to the distance. Until you do it, you don't know.
DaCarree Scott again trying to force the action.
See, this is what's been effective for Hefny. He's come from weird angles. He's just come from all, much like his hero, Prince Nassim Ahmed, and he's come from weird angles, you know, and it's effective. He's catching Scott at this time.
Counter punches and head movement were the key to Prince Nassim Ahmed, and Hefny trying to do the same tonight, and so far being pretty effective. There's a right hand on the top of the head by Ahmed Hefny. Just showing more confidence as this fight goes on, Ray.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of round number 3. Scheduled for 10. We are live from the W.D. Packard Music Hall in Warren, Ohio. And you can see both fighters in their corner. And again, I just don't know if I like the look right now of Scott. He looks like he's lost a little confidence.
Yeah, the last couple of rounds. The first round he looked good, you know, and he thought he was dictating the pace of the fight. Right now, Hefny's taking that back. And again, the weird angles. I don't know if he knows how to handle a guy like Hefny who comes from weird angles, so awkward, a non-traditional type of fighter. He's going to have to figure it out, because if not, because right now Hefny won those last 2 rounds in my view.
Well, Scott told us at the weigh-in yesterday that he thinks of himself as a thinking fighter, but I think maybe he's overthinking things right now.
Maybe you got to react. You got to react.
All right, we are just about set for round number 4, scheduled for 10. DaCarree Scott, the undefeated puncher at 6-0, all 6 knockouts, taking on Ahmed Hefny, who is 13-1 with 5 knockouts. And once again, Scott coming out, trying to land something big, but a beautiful body shot there by Hefny.
Yeah, I don't know if Scott felt it or not, but it was a good uppercut to the body, yes.
Oh, there's a bad cut on looks like the left eye of Ahmed Hefny.
I did not see how he did that.
I didn't either. I didn't catch it. It could have been a headbutt, but could also have been a punch. We'll have to see what referee.
Oh, we can see the replay to that.
Yeah, Harvey Dock is taking Hefny over to the doctor.
Oh, that's a bad cut. That's a bad cut.
That's a very bad cut.
Bad spot.
Because that's when it bleeds into the eye and makes you lose your vision, Ray.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it'll roll down the side. Because I had that same type of cut in my career.
All right, let's see if we can. There it is. It's a head.
But I don't think it was intentional.
No, I agree with you, Ray.
Two guys coming together.
It was a complete accidental headbutt. They're going to let it continue. We'll see if Hefny can get out of this round, get back to his corner, and get some work.
Right.
And now you see DaCarree Scott tasting a little blood here and opening up really for the first time since the early rounds.
You know what? But I like the foot movement of Hefny. I liked how he got out of there.
Well, he's not panicking, Ray.
No.
He knows he's got a cut, but he's not panicking.
No, but instead of jumping on him and making it a dogfight, Scott's laying back.
Well, he came out with guns blazing after that timeout, but now he's gone back into what he's done most of the fight.
Sitting back a little bit.
And Hefny's still confident.
Two good shots. They're good shots. Now when Scott gets on his side, he throws nice shots.
You can see the blood continuing to flow, and it may be a bit of a problem because I don't think that Hefny saw that big right hand that just landed. Again, when the blood flows into the eye, it can cause a fighter to be blinded temporarily.
Yes, you don't see the right punches come from the right side. You're absolutely right. Again, another good uppercut by Hefny. He's digging them uppercuts into the body of Scott.
Well, he's trying to continue to do his fight. It's just going to be a matter of can they close that cut.
We got a little blood thrown our way this way,
well,
Bob. I didn't know it was that close.
It's boxing.
Yes,
That's the way it's done. You know that as well as anybody. You caused a few cuts and got a few in your day, didn't you?
Yes. Now I got to back up a little bit.
There you see DaCarree Scott again trying to put pressure on Hefny.
I like what, again, Hefny's doing the right thing. Punching, throwing punch, tie him up. Let's get back to the corner, let your corner do the work. Close that eye.
It definitely energized Scott, though, that cut. He just looks like a different fighter. He did for a little while. Now slowing down just a little bit as we move toward the end of this round. There you see Hefny back to trying to measure DaCarree Scott. If he keeps his distance, that weight isn't effective. Down to 10 seconds. Throwing punches with both hands. Hefny takes a shot, and it doesn't affect him. All right, that's the end of round number 4. Ahmed Hefny goes back to his corner. Ray, how important is it to have a good cut man in a situation like this?
It's the same thing as if you buy a brand new car. How important is it to have a good engine? You got the engine helps you drive, right? You got a good corner man. If you don't have a good corner man, you're not going to be effective in there at all. You got a good corner man that cuts, closes that cut. Boom, you're back to where you were from the beginning.
There's some replay action. Hefny taking a few shots, but he really kept his composure in that round.
He did. Yes, he did. And I'm telling you, and Scott's trying to do the right things, getting inside, moving that head around, trying to bang his head against that eye a few times. But like I said, if they close that eye, he's got to have confidence in his corner, which it looks like he does. I like what I'm seeing from Hefny. He's awkward. He reminds me a lot of a heavyweight Prince Nassim.
Now, what's the key to closing that cut? Is it cut medicine? Is it the pressure? What is it that does it?
Well, pressure helps, but you got to have the right medicine. And most of the cut men have special. They won't tell you, but it's no special blend.
All right, referee Harvey Dock is going to call time. He still wants to have the doctor come up and get a look at Ahmed Hefny's eye.
They close it.
I think that looks nice. It looks they did a good job in that.
Yeah, they close it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the crowd's going to appreciate that. But Harvey Dock doing his job, making sure the fighter's safe.
Usually what they do, they put adrenaline on it right away to stop the bleeding. Then they get a little salve, and then whatever it is in that salve, the little ingredients in the salve, they put over it. And then you apply pressure. You keep that, you close that eye, press the the eye as hard as you can, keep as much close as you can. Then you put a little Vaseline on it.
We are at the halfway point of this scheduled 10-round bout. It is for the vacant NABA Gold Heavyweight Championship. DaCarree Scott trying to continue his knockout string, but he's really going to have to work for this one. Now you see Scott coming out a little bit more energized, working the body, trying to use the pressure and cut off the ring.
Well, one thing I noticed is when Hefny squares up, that's when Scott's going to shoot it straight down the middle. Because when he squares up, he comes with that uppercut like he just did or whatever, and, you know, and it's been throwing Scott off. So when he squares up, throw it straight down the middle.
You can see just a little bit of a trickle now coming out of that eye, and that's to be expected. They're not going to close that thing completely. Not with the action that we're seeing right now.
And this is where pressure is important. Keep pressure. Keep him moving on his feet. Believe me, they got 10 rounds, or 12 rounds, and they're good. Oh, 10 rounds. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
10-rounder.
We got a lot of title fights tonight, don't we?
A lot of time left.
Look at Hefny opening up a little bit here. Even with the blood flowing, throwing the jab and the straight right hand. Got to give him credit. He has not panicked whatsoever.
No, he has not.
Fighting his fight. The blood flows, but it looks like it's staying out of the eye, at least for now. So he'll continue. Scott taking a short right hand from Hefny. Oh, there's a nice shot.
Good straight right hand. Scott, you know what's not? He's got the style of a James Toney. That's how he has. You know, James Toney used to put his hands the same way. Very effective for him.
One of the great middleweight champions of the last 2-3 decades. I mean, he was a great fighter. All right, Ahmed Hefny trying to measure a little bit now. It's kind of a lazy right hand, but it's the key is the jab still in this fight, I think.
Yes, for both guys, for either guy. But now this is where Scott got to close the distance. When you got him on the rope, close the distance.
Well, we're halfway through the scheduled 10-round bout. The key is going to be, can Scott continue the pressure, and is his stamina going to be ready for 10 rounds? We'll find out. Both men back in their corner, and of course, most of the attention is going to be fixated on that eye. You can see right there, the cut man trying to work what sometimes in boxing they call the voodoo. Here's a replay from round 5.
Yeah, some of these cut men, man, they're worth their weight in gold. And whatever they have in that little packet, that little jar, man, it's worth its weight in gold.
And you can see Hefny on the move throughout that entire round. There's that jab.
See, that's, as I looked, I thought he fights a lot like James Scott. Looked at it, that's his favorite fighter. And he does a lot of movement with James Scott.
Well, you picked that up real well, I'll tell you that. Credit to the champ. Bob Alexander and Ray Boom Boom Mancini. We are live at the W.D. Packard Music Hall in Warren, Ohio. This is our second bout of the night. 6 championship bouts in all, including 2 world title fights, all brought to you by Don King Productions. There you see Hefny coming out energized, throwing some combinations, using his movement.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's keeping, Scott at bay with that movement and his, like I said, the awkwardness. But Scott's got to close the distance. To be effective, he's got to close the distance. If he stays on the outside, he's getting in with some crazy shots.
If you were thinking of looking at a scorecard right now, Ray, halfway through this fight, who would you have ahead, you think?
Look, it would be hard for me. I mean, I'd probably have Scott ahead at the step because of the pressure, because the blood. One guy's push coming forward, the other guy's moving back. That usually is a good indication of how the fight's going. But Hefny, again, he's effective with his style. Awkward as heck, but it's effective for him.
Well, when you got a puncher who's 6-0 with 6 knockouts, you know that he can land a knockout punch at any time. So you always got to be on your guard. But right now, Hefny doesn't look like he fears the power of Scott.
No. I think he's felt the best punch that he had so far. And he's been able to take it.
DaCarree Scott, again, trying to use the pressure, although not really cutting the ring off at this point as much. No. I think he's following Hefny in a straight line, and that's not what you want to do.
No, Angelo, the great Angelo used to say, it's called ring around the rosy. That's what he's doing right now. Scott is doing ring around the rosy with Hefny. Let Hefny dictate where the movement, where Scott should touch. Now, see right there, that step over, You walk in almost like in a Z formation. Oh, good punches, good punches.
There was a nice left hook on the side of the
he's
head.
starting to cut him off. Now he's starting to cut him off. Now, oh, good body shot by Scott.
Cornering Hefny and letting his hands go. Under a minute to go in this 6th round. Scheduled for 10.
Telling you, he's reminiscent of his favorite fighter, James Toney, with that shoulder roll. You know, and they keep coming at you, keep coming at you.
And Toney wasn't the biggest puncher you ever saw out there, but when he got his man in position, boy, he could put him to sleep.
James Toney, one of the 10 best middleweights of all time, in my view, absolutely. He went all the way up to heavyweight, and it was effective.
I couldn't agree with you more.
He beat Evander Holyfield.
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Yes.
Down to 17 seconds here in this 6th round, as Ahmad Hefny has done well with the cut. Corner's done a good job so far. And hopefully from their standpoint, they can continue to go all the way to 10. At the bell, both fighters land a quick punch. Neither hurt, and they head back to their corner. As you mentioned, Ahmad Hefny with Michael Olajide in the corner. And you see the cut man continuing to work on that cut. And so far, he's done a really nice job.
Again, right here, you see that Scott's got pretty quick hands for a big guy. He's got pretty quick hands, and it's effective for him. He keeps coming forward, applying that pressure. Hey, you got a big guy coming at you, applying that pressure, you got pretty quick hands. That's a good combination for victory.
Ahmad Hefny still looking fairly confident. Scott wants to continue that pressure. That's exactly what his game is. He's not going to change. Round 7. We are just about ready to go. Referee Harvey Dock brings him to the center, and here we go. Hefny continuing the movement. Scott trying to put the pressure. Just going to be a matter of which man's fight plan is more effective.
At this point, yes. You know, look, both guys are effective right now. The pressure that Scott's coming forward is working for him. But again, he's slowing down with this rate of punches. Hefny doing a lot of movement. So it's looking that Scott's dictating the fight. But then he comes back with these punches coming from nowhere, and it's effective for him.
And you can see Scott landed something big there. He's got Hefny a little hurt.
Yeah, Hefny got a nice elbow to the mouth. But he got to pick up his hands.
There you see.
Can't drop his hands against a guy like Scott. No.
That's way dangerous.
Yes.
There goes DaCarree Scott ripping both hands to the body and trying to land that big right hand.
He's going to have to pick up his hands because Scott will catch him. Will catch him with something. He's closing the distance too much.
I don't know if he's hurt, but he looks a little bothered right now, Ray, does Hefny.
Yeah.
Although there's a counter, little uppercut, little right hand. Both men having their moments here in round 7. Almost halfway through. Again, a little trickle of blood from that left eye of Hefny, but nothing major.
Yes,
they're doing a really good job.
Yes, yes, they are. See, there you go. That's good movement off the ropes by Hefny. Good movement.
Nice little short counter right hand, and then he gets out of trouble.
Sliding with the punches.
A little sloppy in that attempt. That could get you in trouble.
Right. You know, Bob, there's one of the, for judging a fight, one of the attributes to look at is ring generalship. In the beginning, it was Scott dictating, but now Hefny, again, ring generalship. He's kind of dictating the pace at this point.
I couldn't begin to guess who's ahead at this point, but I think it's a close fight.
It is. It's a very close fight. It depends on what you're looking for. A guy who's applying pressure, coming forward, or the guys, to me, Hefny's landing the more effective punches.
You got Brian Kennedy, Jamie Garayua, and Nathan Palmer, your judges, scoring this bout. 30 seconds to go here in round number 7. There you see Scott kind of bull rushing, and the referee says, no, we don't have any of that. Trying to use his forearms to...
Yeah, and he's using his weight to lay on Hefny.
Right.
And to be honest, I think it's having some effect, too.
Well, in the 7th round, Scott's showing some energy here. Do you get to a point, Ray, in a fight where maybe you're in the 6th or 7th or 8th round and you go, hey, I'm okay, I'm fine to go the distance?
Yeah, you catch your second win early on and ready to roll.
That's all that road work, right?
Oh, that's for sure.
All right, end of round number 7. 3 rounds to go. And a championship belt is up for grabs. Scott breathing a little bit hard, but he looks okay after 7 rounds.
Right. But he keeps, again, people don't, I'm going to say this over, I'm going to sound like a broken record. But as long as he keeps coming forward, Hefny's leg, you know, I mean, look, he's in good shape. Both guys are in good shape. But you keep going backwards on your legs, man, it takes its toll, especially in the later rounds.
Big looping over right hand. If that thing landed really solid, you might have seen Hefny on the canvas. Here's another angle.
Oh, man, you know, hey, Scott still throws good shots, good power punches, and they're taking their toll on Hefny now.
DaCarree Scott and Ahmed Hefny moving into the later rounds here. For this level at 10 rounds, these pretty much are the championship rounds. It's going to decide who walks away with that belt.
You know, it's funny, Bob, from the 5th round on, it seems like every round starting, you know, like deja vu all over again, right? But it's the same type of pace. He's coming forward. Boom, Hefny's throwing, giving him angles, weird angles, throwing weird punches. Effective for him. But Scott keeps coming forward, pushing him back. Again, this is going to be a very difficult fight. If it should finish, both guys finish 100 feet and ends like this, difficult fight to score. Depends on what you're looking for.
DaCarree Scott says his favorite fighter is James Toney, but his inspiration in boxing was his mother, who was actually a boxer at one point.
No kid. Wow.
And right now we've got a little issue with the laces, the tape. It gets soaked with perspiration and water and sometimes comes loose, but you got to make sure those laces are taped up because the laces can do major damage.
That's right.
All right, 2 minutes to go here in round 8.
Oh.
I'm sure DaCarree Scott didn't mind that little break either, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
There's Hefny throwing those crazy angle punches as Ray's been talking about tonight.
But see, now DaCarree starts to throw straight shots down the middle because he's starting to square up. That's what I was talking about. When a guy squares up, you just throw it straight down the middle.
Halfway through round number 8. There's a nice uppercut by Hefny, but he may have been rocked himself.
Well, Scott threw that uppercut, just missed him, boy. If he'd have caught him, his head would have ended up in the 6th row.
Trying to tie up Scott just a little bit as Hefny. Anytime, oh, there's a nice right hand to the body.
Oh, look at that
nice
shot.
Counter shot by Hefny.
I like that. He spun him with the right hand. Turn him to the right.
We promised you action this evening, and Don King Productions is delivering.
Oh, good uppercut.
Nice uppercut by Hefny. There you see Scott trying to use his weight, his muscling. No warning from the referee, though. Hefny tried an over right hand and then missed.
Oh. He just missed it. Scott threw a little south of the border, but that missed too, thank God.
Indeed. That would hurt. We are down to 30 seconds here in the 8th round. Ahmed Hefny and DaCarree Scott. They are going to war. Nice body shot, Ray.
Yeah, it was. A nice, you know, a nice overhand elbow. Oh, that was effective too.
One thing sometimes boxing fans don't see those elbows landing, and that hurts as much. Big shot. Both men rocked. Now you see Scott going after Hefny. Seconds to go in the round. DaCarree Scott has Hefny a little bit rubber-legged here. Once again, that tape has come loose on the glove, but the ref's going to let it go to the end, I do believe.
I think this round went a little longer than it should have.
Might have, Ray.
I shot about 15, 17 seconds, 30 seconds ago.
There you go. That is the end of the 8th round, and now it's Hefny who's looking just a little bit winded, but he took some heavy punishment.
Yeah, both guys were throwing some heavy leather at the end. And I'm telling you, you just said Hefty now, who's looking good in the last couple of rounds, looking like the worst for wear right now.
All right, let's take a look at the replay.
Right here. Boom. Good, again, DaCarree Scott's using good hand speed that he has, pushing him back on the ropes.
He does have boxing skills, doesn't he, Ray?
He does. Yes, he does. He's got talent. He's got to get in better shape, but, you know, look. Oh, there it is. There's the good right hand over the top.
Bang.
Oh.
What a right hand and a left hook.
The 3 big shots right there. 3 big shots.
That's the best combination I think Scott's landed the whole fight.
He's the fighter. He's the fighter.
All right, we move into the 9th round here in Warren, Ohio, at the beautiful Packard Music Hall, historic building.
Oh, they're going to stop there. You have to get the tape. Get the tape.
Yeah, exactly, Ray. That thing came loose again, and ref's going to have to call some time here.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
There you go.
See, it's supposed to be time. The clock's running. But they, okay. The clock. Okay, there we go.
I think they figured it out. They probably heard you talking about
maybe,
it.
Man, maybe. Come on.
And again, they got to keep those gloves wrapped with the tape, because the laces that keep the gloves on the fighter, if they get loose, that's not a good thing.
No, that's right.
Be very dangerous. Look at Ahmed Hefny with that cut. Really hasn't bothered him since he had that first time with his cut, man.
No, it hasn't.
All right, back to action we go. 9th round. A championship is up for grabs. Who wants it more? Nice jab by DaCarree Scott. That was flush.
This is what I'm talking about. When you keep coming forward and the guy keeps going, moving backward, the legs get heavy in the last couple of rounds. You know, you feel it. You feel it, man. I mean, I'm sure he's in good shape, because it looks like he's in very good shape. But your legs do feel that, because they're constantly moving backwards.
If DaCarree Scott can improve his jab a little more, Ray, doubling and tripling it, I think he'd be a lot more effective down the line.
Like I said, he's got a high boxing IQ. He does. You know, it's only his 7th fight, so look, he's got, you know, he's a baby in
got a lot
as
to
far
learn.
as experience, yes.
Yep.
But I like what I see so far. I really do. And even though, like I said, we've talked, I'm not going to keep beating it up about the typical fighter's body, it's effective for him.
If it works for him,
that's right.
That's the bottom line. Just about halfway through this 9th round, and Scott again.
Oh, there goes that glove again.
Oh, that glove.
Come on, man. We got to do something, man.
Need some duct tape on that glove, Ray.
Oh! Well, we can't stop in the middle of the action. Can't do that. Come on.
Well, Harvey Doc.
Fix the glove, man.
Harvey Doc is going to call time.
Come on, fix the glove. Wrap it twice. Come on.
Well, he did that quick.
See, it's gonna. If you do it that quick, you should drop it 2 or 3 times, so it won't come undone. You do it that quick, it's gonna come undone again.
All right, DaCarree Scott. He's not worried about the glove. He wants to get pressure and finish this fight in a strong way. You can see him trying to put the pressure on. Again, lunging body punch fell a little bit short by DaCarree Scott. 1 minute to go in the 9th round. Scott again trying to get that work on the inside. Hefny continues to try and move, but not throwing as many punches as he did in the earlier rounds.
No,
Hefny.
I think the movement, again, he's getting a little winded now. You know, he's got 1 round to go, but I think he's just trying to get through this round and try to finish strong for next one. But it's not always a good plan. You gotta fight what's in front of you at that moment.
Got to score points too.
Exactly.
This one looks like it may go 10, so it's very important. Hefny tried an overhand right, went to the side of DaCarree Scott, not effective. Scott focused, trying to get that big punch.
Good body shot by DaCarree Scott.
10 seconds left in this round number 9. Nice uppercut at the bell by DaCarree Scott.
I tell you, going into this last round, I'm telling you, it's a close fight. It depends, because, you know, look, DaCarree Scott's very effective these last couple rounds. But previous to that, you know, there was 3 or 4 rounds that Hefny was very effective.
I mean, it's very possible this last round could decide the fight.
Yes. I don't know what the judges' scorecards are, but this last round could be the deciding factor.
There you see DaCarree Scott with that glove, tape hanging loose, trying to throw combinations. Did a nice job that round of going back to cutting the ring off, I think. There again, you see Hefny falling on the inside, which is not his game. All right. We are ready for the 10th and final round from Warren, Ohio. Glad you're joining us this evening on DonKing.com, DKPBoxing.com, and iTube247.com.
Oh, see, again, those good punches. Boom. Movement, I mean, like I said, it depends on what you're looking for. You got a guy who's moving a lot, making the other guy miss, or if you like aggression. But it's got to be effective aggression. And at times it has been. And there's other times Scott's come forward and let Hefny take the lead.
Well, thankfully for Hefny, the blood and the eye has not been a factor, really, in this fight whatsoever. They've done a great job in the corner. Scott looking a little bit winded right now, breathing through his mouth, but he continues to move forward. Can he close the show here? Got to be honest, Ray, Hefny looks more like he's in survival mode right now in this round.
Yeah, but you know what? You're right, he is. But at this point, look, he's throwing the punches, and you know, sometimes when fear, when you have fear in you, sometimes they're the worst type of guys. You trap an animal in the corner, and you know damn well he's going to come out fight.
DaCarree Scott trying to use his aggression, cutting off the ring. There was a... Yeah, that was a tough shot. 1 minute 30 seconds to go in this round. There's a nice right hand by Hefny. Probably his most effective punch in the last couple rounds.
You know he's tired because now he's starting to open up. His punches are starting to come wide, and he's getting a bit ragged in there. If he does it, he's got to close them shots up because my man, DaCarree Scott, will come right to him. Oh, that was a good right hand. It just missed.
That was close.
Yes.
If that lands, we might have had a knockdown.
Right. Yes.
1 minute left in this 10th and final round.
See DaCarree Scott sitting back because he's trying to, get his win to go finish up strong. But, he probably knows this.
Nice right hand, just a little bit short again. But I'm impressed with the stamina of DaCarree Scott. I think he's done a good job here.
Hey, 7th fight, going hard. This is a hard 10-rounder, too. Not easy, it's a hard 10-rounder.
I mean, he's going to fight this fight more rounds than he's fought in his entire career.
Yeah.
30 seconds left. Scott again, trying to land effective punches on the inside. Hefny tries the counters every once in a while, but so far this round, got to say it's Scott. Just missed another big right hand. There you hear it, 10 seconds to go. DaCarree Scott and Ahmad Hefny go 10 rounds in Warren, Ohio. There it is, both men raising their hands and saying they want to get the decision. We'll see what happens in just moments as our three judges, Brian Kennedy, Jamie Garayua, and Nathan Palmer, will submit their cards to the commission. And then ring announcer Mark Lichtenfeld in just moments will have the official decision. And you can see Ahmad Hefny very emotional after going that 10 rounds.
Look, he got cut early on, showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of desire.
And you can see the respect and admiration between the.
Yes.
That's the one thing about boxing that just I love to see. I've loved it since I started watching it, is the sportsmanship.
That's right.
After a fight. Look. You go 10 hard rounds beating each other up, and boy, I tell you got to have a lot of respect afterwards.
Of course. Like I said, it's the one sport you never know the guy, you never saw him before. You may never see him ever again. But for those amount of rounds and those amount of minutes, you know him better than anybody in his family, his best friend. You know him better than anybody because you know what's on his inside.
And a lot of times after two guys go through a fight like this, they actually become friends. Yeah. It happens.
It does. It does happen. You're right. I never experienced that, but it does happen.
Oh, come on. Who doesn't want to be a friend of Boom Booms? Come on. I don't know if I believe. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, the respect is so great. And the sportsmanship is always well appreciated after a hard fight like that. So DaCarree Scott is hoping to stay undefeated at 7-0.
I got to tell you, Bob, I think he won. I think he's going to get the decision. I think because it's coming forward. I think he dictated the pace of the fight, especially the second half of the fight. I'm not saying he always landed the most effective punches, but because of his aggression, the amount of punches he did land, I think he's going to get the decision. I think he's the victor for tonight. I
tend to agree with you, Ray. I think the points are going to go in DaCarree Scott's favor. I still believe it might be a close decision.
Oh,
but
it is. Oh, there's no dispute.
I think Scott's going to possibly get the decision, but we're going to find out officially.
Maybe 1 to 2 points.
All right, Mark Lichtenfeld is reviewing the scorecards at this point and making sure he's got everything in order. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 hard-fought rounds, we go to the scorecard. Brian Kennedy scores the bout 96-94. Hefny. Jamie Garayua sees it 96-94. Scott. And Nathan Palmer sees it 97-93 for your winner by split decision. And now the NABA Gold Heavyweight Champion, DaCarree Mactruck Scott.
Ray, you nailed it on the head, my friend. A split decision win.
And I said 1 or 2 points, and I was right.
You nailed it, absolutely. 96-94 on one scorecard for Scott. Hefny had it 96-94, and then the deciding vote cast 97-93, a split decision win, and DaCarree Scott remains undefeated. He is now 7-0 with 6 knockouts. Going this 10 rounds, Ray, what do you think it's going to do for DaCarree Scott's career?
Tremendous amount of confidence. And again, the kid can fight. You can see that. He can fight. But, you know, I hope, look, he gets in better shape. He won 10 rounds. Like in the 7th fight, he won 10 rounds, so God bless him, man. He did it. He went a hard 10 rounds. Yeah, I think, look, it's got to give you a tremendous amount of confidence. And he went, and I just hope that he continues to fight, continue to get better, because